the Commander-in-Chief to read our statement, to make a statement, and then from there we are going to take questions.
Okay, thank you very much, members of the media and colleagues. We are here to welcome the Constitutional Court judgment, and we are happy that finally the powers of the public protector have been confirmed by the Constitutional Court, that public protectors' remedial actions are binding, and that the public protector is not just an institution you can just ignore, but also that the President has been ordered to pay back the money as requested by the EFF, and we are happy that a process has been outlined on how the money is going to be paid, 60 days and then 45 days, then the matter will be closed. But furthermore, that the Constitutional Court found that the President has violated the Constitution, and he failed to uphold and defend and protect the Constitution. And that on its own, I think, is the reason enough for the President to step down. And therefore, as the EFF will call for the President to step down with immediate effect, because the President has failed to uphold the Constitution. It is his primary responsibility, that is his first duty, to uphold, defend, and respect the Constitution. So there is no special treatment for the President here, not by Parliament, not by ANC, not by anyone. When you are assigned the responsibility to defend the Constitution and you fail, that's the end of it. So we heard some people saying, no, they will say President Zuma maybe used the Western Cape judgment and therefore did not understand. President Zuma refused to pay long before the Western Cape judgment. And therefore the reason that he might have been misled by the Western Cape judgment is neither here nor there. But a wrong legal advice and also not knowing the law cannot be an excuse for not implementing your constitutional obligations. Now, we call upon the ANC to do the right thing and recall the President. Failure to do that, will go to Parliament and call for the impeachment of the President. And in between now and the impeachment, President will not speak in Parliament and will stop him physically. We'll push him. We'll push him because President Zuma is no longer the President of the Republic of South Africa. That Constitutional Court judgment has got serious implications on Zuma's holding of that office. So we are not going to sit back and allow a situation where the continuation of the violation of the Constitution by Parliament continues. Remember, Parliament is also found to have violated the Constitution. And not only now, Parliament has been found to have violated the Constitution when it ordered police to remove us. We've got a Parliament that is permanently violating the Constitution. And by allowing Zuma to come and stand in that podium after he has been found guilty of having violated the Constitution, it will be a continuation of violation of the Constitution. So Zuma's journey ends here. That's the end of it. The case of Zuma is closed. Anyone who wants to justify any nonsense, that person will be questioning the integrity and the standing of the court. That person will be undermining the Constitutional Court. You guys must give it to the EFF 11 judges, all of them agreed on the first point and the last point. There is 10-0. 10-0. People thought we were mad. People thought we were sick when we said we can't sit in the Nkandla committee. This is unconstitutional. All of you were there, you recorded these things. Go and replay them for the nation to know that we said that committee is unconstitutional. We cannot help them to violate the Constitution. Today we are vindicated. The court says that was unconstitutional process. It was wrong to change the remedial protector. They established the second committee. Again, we refused. The DA participated in the violation of the Constitution. That's why the DA is not an alternative, because it also violated the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa by participating in the second Nkandla committee, including to go and engage in tourism affairs by visiting the Nkandla Museum of Corruption. DA went there. When we said we are not going there, we are not participating in the second process, which is illegitimate, which is going to justify video games of the police minister. We said that. The DA, which you say is reasonable, it's reasonable. It complies with the rules of parliament. It was engaged in the violation of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. We refused. We still refuse to participate in anything that continues the violation of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa.
Right, we've lost that feed there, but that was live from the Economic Freedom Fighters press briefing that they are holding now on the back of the Constitutional Court's ruling that we've just heard from this morning. Agreement by the public protector that money should be paid back on Nkandla. So we're hearing now from Julius Malema that he has been giving his official reaction on the matter. He said that they are happy that this process has come out of the Constitutional Court, where the president has now is expected to pay back part of the money spent on Nkandla. Malema also going through the findings and quite strongly saying that it is reason enough for the president to step down. Malema has been now calling on the president to step down immediately, saying that no special treatment will be given to the president. Malema also saying that there's no excuse.
The DA came to join our case and then wanted to hijack it and claim it as their own. We're not in the parade of competing with the DA. That's why even today we didn't go to Constitutional Court. We don't go to things that are obvious. We only appear where it is difficult to inspire confidence and hope. But when the obvious happen, we retreat because we know this is obvious. We're not peacetime heroes like those politicians who went to line up there in the Constitutional Court, because now it was clear that no, this thing is won. They want to be seen as victorious on matters that they themselves said it will not happen. They doubted it, insulted us, called us names. South Africa, listen to the EFF. The ANC missed that opportunity by expelling us. That this is the role we were playing in the ANC, of keeping them on track, of showing them direction and saying to them, this can be done, we have to take this direction. Now the ANC kicked us out and did not want to listen to us and gave South Africa an opportunity to hear us directly. South Africa must not make the same mistake the ANC made of not listening to us. We told you about the Ruperts. Today people speak about the Ruperts. The lazy media refuses to even play the videos, the old videos from 2008, when we spoke about the state capture by the Ruperts and the Oppenheimers and how Cyril Ramaphosa is micromanaged by those people. Today, when these people say it, you report about it as if it's a new thing. We said it a long time ago. We said that in the ANC. When the Guptas captured the ANC in 2011, for those of you who are doing documentaries and who are writing these things for historical purposes, go and listen to our speech at the 2011 local government manifesto launch of the ANC at Royal Bafokeng Stadium. Zuma was sitting here when we spoke about the families that have captured the ANC, when we spoke about how 2007 victory has been hijacked by certain families. We came here and said to you, these Guptas are messing up. We want to take them on. We don't want them in our events. We don't want them anywhere. You went to gang up with them against us. Even your editors came to meet us and said, no, leave the Guptas alone. When we made it very clear, we have no problem with Gupta's journalists. They are our members. They have all the right to come to our events, but they cannot represent these criminals, because ANN7 and New Age are not media houses. Those are illegal enterprises established to steal money from the state. We said to you, let me tell you once more, Zuma was in a UAE now recently in Dubai. That was not official visit. It was a personal visit. Zuma took money to UAE. That's where they are dumping money. The Guptas have taken 6 billion to Dubai. Zuma goes to Dubai on some unexplained trip. Why did Zuma go to Dubai? Because when Zuma travels, he doesn't get searched by customs. He left with bags of money to be dumped in Dubai. That's where they are dumping our money, with the Guptas. We're telling you now. He goes there and says he's speaking about tourism. Where was the Minister of Tourism? That's a personal trip aimed at stealing money from this country. Zuma wanted to capture treasury and have access directly to the Reserve Bank so that they can literally take the money straight into Dubai, not through this thing of tenders is delaying them. They're dumping money in Dubai. We're telling you now, South Africa, listen to us. We'll prove it with time. We're saying to you, Guptas have put 6 billion, which left without following procedures of the Reserve Bank. They didn't follow the procedures. They didn't follow the procedures. We have written letters to all ministers, all of them, to ask them if they've, through Parliament, to ask them if they've been to Gupta's houses or any other place to discuss what. They've all been there. They've all been there. Mbalula has been there. Today Mbalula wants to tell the whole country and tell us that he has never been to the Guptas, and he even says to us he doesn't owe us explanation. We're paying you, man. Mbalula without our salary will be the most poorest person. He's not employable. He's not employable. And he says to us, he's not accountable to us when we, taxpayers and South Africans, are questioning him about whether he has been to the Guptas. Guptas called him to offer him the minister's position. He went to the Guptas after the Mangaung conference in 2012, where he got an assurance that he will not be removed from that position. We're challenging him to deny that through his answer through Parliament. Because in Parliament, he's under oath. He has to answer truthfully. It's not Twitter there. So he must be careful not to contradict himself. Malusi Gigaba, the same. We call upon SARS to conduct lifestyle audit on Malusi Gigaba. Malusi Gigaba wears expensive suits. I don't know if that SARS has got capacity to conduct any investigation against any Zuma person. Malusi Gigaba's suits are extremely expensive. Extremely. Malusi Gigaba's wife carries extremely expensive bags. And Malusi Gigaba has not declared additional income in Parliament. Those suits and the lifestyle Malusi Gigaba lives cannot be financed by minister's salary alone. We said to you many times, Malusi Gigaba is a direct beneficiary of Gupta's. A Power FM journalist the other time, I said it here. I even said those suits don't look nice on him. A Power FM journalist who's sitting here today reacted in a rejectful manner like, wanting to suggest that no, Malusi Gigaba looks very well in those corrupt suits. I tell you now, Malusi is the most corrupt one because those Guptas has got no regard and respect for Malusi. Malusi's PAs, they will tell you, they complain that when Malusi is speaking on a platform and Atul calls, is Atul, those things of Gupta, they have to take the phone to Malusi on the podium. The ANC government has been zombified. These are zombies. Eh? That zombie in that Zulu thing, what do you call it? Isbaya. Mugijimi. They are all Mugijimis. These ANC people are zombies. They are Mashu Drew of Muvangu. Zombie. They tell them what to do. Those families tell them, the Oppenheimers and the Ruperts tell them what to do. They started zombifying with Mandela. The family,
All right, harsh words continuing there from Julius Malema live in Braamfontein at their presser after the Concord ruling this morning. I've got Aldrin St. Pierre with me. We will go through all of this, what came out of the Concord this morning. We've said that it was about good governance and upholding the Constitution. And now just listening to Julius Malema's reaction, we'll get to the DA's reaction as well, but let's start with this. He really hasn't spared anybody. He's gone through the president, the ANC, the DA, the Guptas, the deputy president, and he has said that the ANC should do the right thing by recalling the president. So they really don't want him to speak, and he said that. He said, we won't allow the president to speak in the National Assembly. What has the ANC said, and what will they do?
Well, at least there's an acknowledgement here from Julius Malema that who holds the power to remove the president really would be the ANC. Considering if you look back at when Thabo Mbeki...
Zombie gets to be told which tie to wear and not to wear. That's how zombies behave. Sit down, go forward, come back. Our leaders have been converted into zombies by this family. The Minel family, the Rupert family, the Oppenheimer family, and now the Gupta family. And then somebody wants to sound revolutionary and say, why are you not taking on the Ruperts? And hey, who are you talking about? We took the Ruperts long before any of this mix. Rupert even responded to me and said, Mr. Malema is over-exaggerating my power. Why would I get so much power to control the ANC? Rupert said Malema and the Youth League are like an irritating mosquito in a tent. They need a doom. You're telling me I'm chasing Guptas, black on black, I'm leaving white monopoly capital. That's not true. If there is any political formation in South Africa that's fight against white monopoly capital, is the EFF. In the founding manifesto of the EFF, we speak eloquently about the enemy of our revolution as being white monopoly capital. We marched to the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. We marched to institutions that are controlled by white monopoly capital. But you can't say to us, in the process of fighting white monopoly capital, when we come across wrong tendencies by black people, we must not expose those wrong tendencies because they are black. Any black corrupt person is not a black person, it's a non-white person. Because corruption seeks to put black people in a permanent pain and slavery. You are not representing a black agenda at all. So if you are black and you are corrupt, if you are black and you are representative of white monopoly capital, you are not black, you are non-white. You are not part of us. And therefore the Guptas are not part of us. They are entrenching a system of capitalism which is characterized by corruption, and they must be rejected for who they are. The Guptas are not different from Mangope. They are not different from Matanzima. They are not different from Ramudike, who were representing apartheid murderous regime in the form of homelands. We fought against them. We never said they were black. We must not fight against them. We fought against them. Any black that represents a system that seeks to put black people in a permanent status of poverty is an enemy of our revolution. Because that's what white monopoly capital seeks to do. And white people must stop being sensitive. When we speak about white monopoly capital, you think we are referring to you. You are no monopoly at all. Even the computer you are using is a borrowed computer. How can you be a monopoly? Monopoly is owners of the means of production. You do not own any means of production. Chill, just relax. Stop being crybabies. We are together in this thing. You are not benefiting. We are not benefiting. White people should join this struggle to dismantle white monopoly capital, and we share the wealth of this country, not only amongst black people, but amongst all South Africans. That's what the EFF seeks to do. The immediate beneficiaries of the outcomes of this revolution, of course, will be African majority, the most oppressed people in this country. This Zuma thing that we're dealing with here, those are the products of a capitalist system which corrupt the state. It captures the state and corrupts the state. And because Zuma has agreed to be utilized by capital, he's a victim now. Will not allow that. Now people say we've gone to London, we're bought in London. How can London buy you to march to Johannesburg Stock Exchange? How can London buy you to fight the Minel, Oppenheimer, and the Rupert family? I mean, what London? What type of London will buy you to fight the ANC? The London is very comfortable with the ANC because they micromanage it. The ANC is controlled by capital. So, it is just the beginning. We are going to score victories for our people. They are not personal victories. They must not be attributed to any individual. This is a victory to our constitution. When it comes to the constitution, South Africa, let's unite and protect the constitution, because without the constitution, we are nothing. We are Angola. Without constitution, we are Angola. We are gone. Without the constitution, the ANC says we are happy. The Constitutional Court has affirmed, they clarified the powers of the public protector. That's not the issue here. The issue is that your man has violated the Constitution, and we told you long time ago. Jackson Mutembu, we heard you say the ANC handled Nkandla matter wrongly, and you want to correct that. We are under your leadership. We are not suggesting anything, Mr. Mutembu. Just tell us what must happen. We'll follow you. This is an opportunity for Jackson Mutembu to lead us in that parliament, because he says the matter was handled wrongly. Are you so? Are you serious? Show us now. The good thing about history is that it's presenting the ANC with an opportunity to self-correct. Jackson Mutembu, here is an opportunity. Let's see what happens. Let's see what will happen in parliament now. Let the ANC of O.R. Tambo rise. Not the ANC of personality cult of defending an individual against the institutions of the state. If they undermine this ruling, we're gone. Finished.
All right, again, losing that feed, we do apologize for this, that press briefing from Braamfontein, the economic freedom fighters' reaction to what came out of the Concord this morning. Looking now at the Democratic Alliance, Musi Maimane says that today's ruling by the Constitutional Court on the Nkandla matter confirms what they've been saying all along. Maimane says they are fine with Treasury determining how much President Jacob Zuma must pay back. Maimane spoke to SABC News earlier.
The Constitutional Court has upheld what we've always wanted for, that the powers of the public protector be upheld, that ultimately President Zuma acted unlawfully, and more critically, that the National Assembly, in its processing of accountability, failed in its obligation. And therefore, we today take the judgment today and we say President Zuma and the ANC that in fact President Zuma must be removed from office. He has failed to defend the Constitution of the Republic. We filed a motion to impeach President Zuma today. We believe those are deliberate actions must be taken, and that without fail what will take place from henceforth is that Parliament must fulfill its constitutional obligation, and that at the elections, South Africans must come out and say, it can't just be President Zuma. It was the actions of the ANC collectively with the Speaker, the members of that ad hoc committee who seem to rubber stamp the report, that in fact it was grand capture by the ANC, and they must vote out this government because we need a constitution that's functional and a country that will take us forward.
Well, I guess that other double whammy that you have here is that you have this constitutional judgment that speaks about the unlawful conduct of the National Assembly with regards to investigating the Nkandla matter, or rather holding the president to account. But you also have this court speaking around the separation of powers when it comes to the powers of the National Assembly, saying that the limits, or rather saying that this court does not have, it's not limitless when it comes to impeaching a president. That's a decision that the National Assembly should be taking. But then, of course, there's much more reliance on politically getting that two-thirds majority to have the president impeached or have the president removed.
This then says to the people of South Africa, what is the ANC's job? If the ANC ignores the Constitution, ignores the fact that the National Assembly acted in a way that doesn't protect it, it doesn't protect the public.
All right, that was the DA leader, Mmusi Maimane, speaking earlier outside the Concourt to our reporter, Aldrin St-Pierre. We have been crossing to that press briefing in Braamfontein with the EFF giving their official reaction to what happened in the Concourt, and they are saying that it has been a victory for the Constitution. We're also expecting a press briefing at 1 o'clock from the Public Protector herself, Thuli Madonsela. She's set to hold that briefing from Pretoria and at her offices following that Concourt judgment on Nkandla. We'll take a short break. Stay with us, more coming up just after this.
Technology isn't all scary. There's also fun stuff like gaming.
Lots of women do play games, whether it's on their phones or their tablets.
Then there are Africans who are using new tools to make other people's lives much easier.
We typed the whole CV on a small, QWERTY Nokia phone.
For all these and other technology and social media news, join me, Spumelele Zondi, every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Central African Time on SABC News.
Long we celebrate those who take strides doing good and changing the world.
I really think that education has to be revisited, and it's an integral part of teaching young people skills of the future.
There's always light at the end of the tunnel.
I think that the treatment should be made available, actually, because it's costly. Growth hormones are very, very costly.
Where there is a challenge, we bring hope.
I'm alive. And the brain tumor is gone.
Join your host Buleng Mulabati every Friday at 17:30 for more uplifting stories.
Welcome back here with SABC News. SABC COO Hladi Motsoneng has called on BRICS nations to ensure investment in each of the nations to spur economic growth. He was a keynote speaker at the opening of the Frames Media Convention in Mumbai in India. Our reporter Tumole Mohladi spoke to the COO.
Firstly, you touched on the issue of content and how content should be distributed amongst BRICS players to ensure that there's growth in the industry. Can you please share some of the points you felt were the most